the recording. But the one, the only international marketing director, $1 million earner, Travis Just. Travis, you make the call, bro?
David, you forgot one thing. You forgot the biggest edification is the bald-headed crazy guy. Come on, buddy. Oh, I'm here, man. It's good to see you, David. Happy Memorial Day weekend, buddy.
The crazy bald-headed guy is here. He's ready to rock. He's got some cool facial hair, and we're ready to party, man. So thanks so much for jumping on, Travis. For those that maybe don't know your story, can you jump into a little of that? And we're going to have some fun with this going back and forth. Travis has got a rocking team growing, as he always does, and just one of the most real people you're ever going to meet that can really teach people how to do this. So for those of you on for the first time, you guys are in for a treat today.
Hey, well, thank you very much. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Happy Saturday. It's 9 o'clock out here in Palm Desert, Palm Springs, California. Just left. My wife and I live on the road full time. 9 months ago, we sold our place on Tampa Bay, and one of the dreams we had in our heart was to buy a motor coach and take our 8-year-old twins and travel North America. We're doing that. Thank you, World Ventures. It's been 9 months, and we finally got to move yesterday, David. We got to move places. We were coroned in to this RV resort, and yesterday we got to move to another one. We're headed to San Diego, your favorite place, buddy. So we couldn't be more excited about that. I want to say, David, first of all, for everybody listening, that first 8 minutes that he went through, that's the key. I think about, getting people started. If you just get people started, and we never do those steps that David is doing there at the beginning. He does that every time. He's like a broken record. But what people got to realize is that it's the basics. If people cannot master the mundane, if they can't master the basics, they're never going to go anywhere. I just love that because if we just enroll them as a customer or as a member and a rep, and we don't go through those basics, we're like taking a wet noodle and we're just throwing it against the wall and then hoping it sticks. Listen, we want to give people the best chance to win. And I love that, David. Hats off to you. I've learned so many great things from you. I'm proud to call you our upline. Man, it's been 7.5 years. And, I don't know how many people I could count on a handful of hands, how many people are more excited about their career path than they were when they, started their job or started their career, 7, 10, 15 years ago. I've been in network marketing for 22 years. This is going on almost my 23rd year. I've never done anything else. The last job I had, I was a swim instructor and I waited for kids to drown. I was the lifeguard, and you couldn't imagine how proud I made my folks. I had a 4-year private education, $85,000. I was $140,000 in debt, and here I am. I'm sitting at the deep end of a swimming pool. I'm waiting for Crystal to swallow some water so I can get off my chair and go save her. $7 an hour, man. Woo! Times have changed. That's how I grew up. I grew up in an average family in a small town. 38 kids in my class. I would have never have went to college. Ever. It wasn't the thing to do. Where I grew up, you get married early, you have babies early, you try to stay married, but most likely end up in divorced early. You get into not good things, you follow wrong paths. And unfortunately, I had an experience that happened in my life. We lost our mom going into my senior year, and that was horrible. And I don't wish that upon my worst enemy. But what it did was it made me, the silver lining in that was it made me realize life is short. Death is certain. Most people, they wait for something bad to happen. You're not consciously waiting, but you are. You don't know it. And then it happens, and you're like, holy shit, something's got to give. We got one life to live. Life isn't always fair. It's not supposed to be. Whoever said it was. And if you've never experienced anything like that, I hope it's a long time before you do. But what that did for me is that allowed me to want to go do something better. And I watched my family, I watched my dad. Now we're down to one income in our household, and I stepped into mom's role. I had two younger sisters, and I went to college. And like I said, when I got out, I couldn't find a job. So I was back doing what I did throughout high school and college, which was lifeguard and swim instruct. And I found network marketing at the age of 22. And gosh, David, I'm thinking about it today, how times have changed. Today, we're marketing two burritos, without guacamole, like $25 membership. The first company I ever did, David, it was a $4,000 business in a box. We called it a bib, a business in a box. And I marketed things like, oh my goodness, it was water filtration, and it was skincare. It was hair care. David, I've never had hair since I was 16, and I was selling hair care in a box, okay? Some of you are like, I don't know if I can sell a silver membership. Are you kidding me? Stop it right now. $25 membership to the greatest damn membership on the planet. If we can't sell a membership for 2 10s and a 5, man, I gotta be real. If we can't sell a membership for 2 10s and a 5, life is gonna be harder than it is right now. It is never gonna get easier. I sincerely mean that. I'm empathetic, but I'm also the fun guy that just sometimes has to tell you like it is. Like some of you build up in your head so like, oh my gosh, what if they don't? What if this doesn't? What if it can't? What if it does? Like, try that one on for size. Like, what if it worked? Like, there's a girl on our team, her name's Sarah, and she's in Akron, Ohio. And Sarah Erlacher, she is brand new. She's not new. But David, you have those people sometimes where all of a sudden they make a decision and they just go for it. And she's been in for a year and a half. I think she maybe even quit once. And all of a sudden she's just like, screw it. I can do this. I am good enough. People do want what we have. We have what people need, and that's what it comes down to. And I made that decision 22 years ago that I was gonna, go out and get wealth and time freedom in my life, I was gonna die trying. I met my wife along the way. I found World Ventures in 2012, right in the middle of a crap storm. I mean, the recession was coming to an ending, but it had wiped us out. Our other company had taken us into bankruptcy, and we were ready to lose our house. We didn't, just sold it a couple years ago. We lost our Tahoe to the repo guy. That'll take your temperature and cause you some humility when the repo guy comes up into your driveway and your in-laws are over, and you're just trying to tell them that the car needs fixing. And they're like, well, why does it say repossession on it? And I'm like, we'll talk about that later. But the point is I think everything that happens to us happens for a reason. And some of you are on here today. There's a whole bunch of hundreds, almost 500 people. I mean, we're damn near maxing this thing out. And here's what I can tell you is go back in your head to the day or that hour that you saw this. See, you saw something here that maybe somebody had in their life that you're missing in yours. Maybe it was the time freedom that David has. Maybe it was the financial piece that, whoever your upline was. Maybe it wasn't even your upline. Maybe you heard a success story. Maybe you were on one of these training calls or a fast start training, and all of a sudden you saw somebody do a testimony and you're like, man, they've got financial peace, or they're world schooling their kids, or they're cruising around the world in a motor. I don't know. But what I know is somewhere along the road, when the rubber met the road and you joined World Ventures and you decided to say, I do on World Ventures, you felt something. You saw something in somebody that they had something you were missing in your life, and that's why you joined. Some of you still hold that right in front of you and you don't let that go. Way to go. Thumbs up. It's hard because distractions are going to come into the way. Things are going to come into your path. Life's going to hit you. You're going to get bloody. I was listening to, I just 5 minutes before this, I had just stepped out of the shower. I was working out and I was listening. I listen to the same soundtrack every day I have for the last 2 years. And it's the Rocky IV soundtrack, man. And it's my favorite song on there is There's No Easy Way Out. It doesn't matter if we're wanting to be great at network marketing, if we're wanting to have a great relationship, if we're wanting to have a relationship with the Lord, there's no easy way out. The only way through is through. There's no easy way out. And I'm getting to the last round of my workout, and I'm like, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. And then this damn song plays, and it's just like, ah. And, I'd encourage some of you to really go back and think about why it is that you joined when you joined, right, David? I mean, isn't that true? I think a lot of us, we lose sight of why we joined. And then that's when distractions come in, because I can tell you one thing, David and Crystal have zero they don't have time to blow their damn nose right now. They've put in hundreds, if not thousands, in the last 5 or 6 months. See, there's no time to look right or look left when you're just focused on your goal and helping people and having a purpose-driven life. And it's when we take our eye off the prize that all of a sudden we let those distractions creep in. So, man, I'm fired up right now, David. There is, you said it, there's a lot of big promotions happening, and it's fun to see, and it's fun to see new people winning, right? So, man, let's do this thing, huh?
Well, Travis, there's so many good things. We definitely got to get, like, when you talk about having to master the basics, I think this is a perfect time we should drop in, some of those that we really think are important to do. But yeah, I mean, look, nothing goes as fast as you want it to. Like, one thing that Travis is, it's amazing. Everybody only wants to show you their highlight reel. They only post the good things on Instagram. You ever notice that? Like, they only post the good weeks, the good months. They like to highlight everything good. Travis is one of the few people that's humble enough and secure enough. It doesn't hurt when he's at an absolute high and continuing to win at a high level year after year after year after year and help more people too. But my point being, even though he's as successful as he is and he could stand up there and do that, he shares. Not everybody starts that. Like, people, so many times you compare, someone's chapter 33 with your chapter 2.
Right.
And it's like, I understand everybody goes through things. Nobody's life is perfect. We all have, had things happen to us that we, wish didn't, or, we would like not to be, completely known on social media and everything else. And, like you share with the car going away, like that, adversity can cause some people to break, and it causes other people to go be record breakers. Why do some people at the gym sit there and when they're tired at the end, they just throw in the towel and go, that's enough of that? And why do other people then push even a little bit harder? They dig down, and it's some of you, that's where you're at right now. You need one more rep. Like, you're one more, like, Travis, I can't tell you how many people will come to me and they'll go, all right, I have showed everybody I feel like I can. Like, I just put in 10 personals. No one's still doing anything. Like they can't even comprehend what it would actually take to find an ace. Find someone that's really going to go. And it's like, I can't explain it. You just have to go and do it again. You have to put enough work in until it was enough to find the right people that we're looking for. Or maybe it's you just have to keep becoming that right person so you can attract the right ones that are going to come and follow with you. Like, the speed of the leader is going to be the speed of the pack. Eric Grabowski always says to Travis, like, if you want to have an ace on your team, you need to become that ace. And how do you become that ace in the beginning? You become the best at these basic skills. If you haven't listened to a personal development audio from World Ventures since the day you joined, well, you're probably not growing into the leader other people are going to want to follow. If you look on social media, the people you would love to recruit, or if you look in your cell phone at the people you would dream of having on your team, are you becoming the leader that can lead those people? Because if not, you got to work on yourself. That's one of the basic skills to go and do. People come to me all the time going, it wasn't as good today as I wanted. Oh, this week's been tough. And it's like, I always go back, well, have you listened to this audio? And then it's crickets. And it's like, well, you got to work on you. That's one of the basic skills. Or again, you want to have somebody that's a monster closer. You need to become the best closer. You become the best presenter. You become the best inviter. And it's as you work on those skills and you just get so good at that. Like, Travis, I watched you one time in North Dakota recruit the person that was the cashier at Walmart. And again, humble Travis. Travis, here he is, $1 million earner, could recruit anyone he wants, and he's still even giving the person that's the cashier at Walmart a shot. And he can do it at will, anywhere he wants, anytime that he wants. He can recruit people, and people on his team are good at inviting because he's the best inviter. And like that's the point. If you want to get good, like get good at these basic skill sets, and you can go and do that. So like Travis, with inviting, I know you and I both have recruited a whole bunch of people like that. Like here's my nuggets with this. You want to get good at inviting is say less to more people. Okay. We really should cover inviting every single week, because every person that joins your team, just like they joined last week, just like they're going to this week, you're going to teach them how to invite, and they're going to go, yeah. And they'll ignore every single thing you did. They say way too much. They go post it. They vomit on social media about it. They vomit on a phone call. They vomit at the barbecue. They say way too much to way too many people. Instead, say less to more people. So here is what I continue to try to beat into people's heads, and I'm always trying to critique. Maybe some of you, this will be the best thing you've gotten out of weeks on this call, because if you don't know how to invite people to get them on these Zoom calls, if you don't know how to invite people to get them to meet up with you as these restaurants and bars and coffee shops are opening back up, as we're showing up at our friends' houses, then you're going to struggle getting more people in. So get this part good and get your team, especially the new people, understanding this. Your job is not to explain it, it's to invite them to see it. So it's like going to a movie. Give a preview, don't explain the end. I am a broken record with this. It is giving a preview, not explaining the end. If you tell me the ending of a movie when the movie theaters open back up, I don't care what movie it was, I don't care how good it was. I'm not wasting, I don't care if I'm making $1 million a month. I'm not wasting my $25 to go to a movie you already told me the ending of. So why would your friends go pay the $25 or the $75 or the couple $100 to get started on something you give a watered down version to? Let them see it for what it is. You invite them. Find a time they're free. Let them know you're excited to share it with them. And then let them see it for what it is. Get somebody on, do the presentation, however you're getting people exposed. But you're not the person that has to do everything. This isn't some weird nighttime sales gig. You don't have to try to pitch it to everybody. You just give a preview. So here's literally a text you guys can do. You can call. You can do a whole bunch of things. You can be doing these in person. There's a whole bunch. Here's what you can do right here from the comfort of your own home right now. You could text one of your close friends and say, hey, you busy? Or hey, you home right now? You're just finding a time to know if they're free. They'll reply back yes. And you'll say, I got an idea I have to run by you. Or I got something you got to see. Or I just found something. Or bro, you ain't going to believe this. You're piquing their interest. Okay? So you're letting them know you're excited to talk to them about something. They're going to say, okay, what is it? What's going on? At most, please hear me when I say this, at most, it has to do with travel and money, okay? So at most, you don't even have to say travel or money, but at most, it has to do with travel and money. When they say, well, tell me more, how does it work? What about travel and money? This is where everybody screws it up, and we tell people not to do it, and they just throw it right out the window. Oh, well, it's this membership, and this, and this, and that, and they're telling every detail of all the slides, and they give the watered-down version. At most, travel and money. What is it? How does it work? Too much to text. Let's jump on Zoom. I'll introduce you to the person that showed it to me. So text one of your friends. Hey, you home? Yeah, I got something I got to talk to you about. What is it? It's a way to travel and make money. How does it work? Too much to text. Jump on Zoom. I'll introduce you to the person that showed me. That's it. And just get somebody on a call, and you just start mastering the invite. The 10th time you do, it's going to be better than the first, the 100th better than the 10th, and you just get good at those basics, and we help our team do the same thing. So Travis, that's my, when you're saying master the basics, that's what I just keep thinking. Don't look for the easy way out. Everybody's looking for people to somehow magically come to them and go, the bald-headed crazy guy knows a lot about travel. Where were they magically going to think that? Travis has a 12-pack. He's got pythons bigger than Hulk Hogan. Nobody thinks he knows about travel, but he knows a whole bunch about travel. But they don't know that unless Travis reaches out to his friends, just like you need to reach out to yours. So don't wait for them to come to you. There's no magic post you're going to put online that's going to magically draw everyone to you. You go headhunt your friends. Everybody wants to feel special. Give your friend a compliment. Listen, man, I'm calling all the sharp people I know. That's why I thought of you. Let me get on for 5 minutes. It was worth my time when I saw it. Like you're just finding a time they're free, letting them know you're excited to show something, and you cared enough to think of them. That's what I think of with inviting, Travis.
David, that's the key. I think the big thing people, the big thing that you said, it's like, it's not what we say at the beginning on learning to invite. It's what not to say, because it didn't work. It was a train wreck. Travel, money, make opportunity, vacation, and all of a sudden we verbally vomit. But then the next time we go and you say the same thing. Listen, if you run into a wall sooner than later, it's going to hurt. But I feel like some of you don't have pain receptors because you keep running into the damn same wall, because what we're telling you is because we know it works. At the very beginning, I sucked. The first 17 people, we put in 17 our first day at $365. You could ask any one of them, what did Travis say to get you to spend $365? And they're going to go, I don't have a freaking clue. But what I remember was Travis was so excited about something, we believed he was going somewhere, so we joined. See, it's not what you say, it's how we say it. People don't care about the depth of what you know. So quit trying to be a cranial anal giving them every freaking detail. If you're giving them every detail, you gave away the movie. People care about the height of your enthusiasm versus the depth of what you know. See? And people want to know that you care. That's the key. So when we got started 7.5 years ago, or 22 years ago, I was marketing $4,000 worth of product at one time, at one sale, $4,000. You were either going to buy it or you weren't. And 9 out of 10, I'd get you to buy it. Or we were buying $400 packs 7.5 years ago. It was just getting them to see it. Before this Corona, before we got, before we started getting exceptional at these Zoom calls, and it takes practice and it takes time, and you're in front of a camera and it feels awkward. And oh my God, do I have something on my face? And how do I sound? Who cares? You cannot say the wrong thing to the right people. Okay, so first of all, write that down. That's good. You could be the worst inviter on the planet. But if you get them to see it, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. My upline, quit. Introduced me, we joined, quit. Imagine, thank God he introduced us to David and Eric Grzybowski and Dr. Peach, but he quit. What an idiot. Let's have a moment of silence for Joe. Okay, I'm done. But thank God, I just wanted something. I just was so hungry to get good at something that was worth getting good at. So here's the way I've always looked at it. And I'm having fun here, okay? I'm having fun. Nobody's an idiot. Everyone, peace, love, and chicken grease, okay? I'm just having fun. But here it is, okay? Some will right away. Some will. A good chunk of them will. If you haven't had a string of people or 1 or 2 people say yes, that's okay. You can still do this. You're going to suck really bad at the beginning. Just know in comfort, David did, so did I, so did all of us. None of us came out like little network marketing baby inviter people that were pros, okay? None of us came out that way. So here's what I want to tell you. For some of you that are struggling, A, give yourself some grace. B, when you get critiqued or when you go somewhere and you hit a wall, then really be open and coachable and teachable to things like this, so you can just adjust slightly. Because if you're just hits a wall here, maybe you only need to go 2 inches to the left and your right tire went to hit the wall. Maybe you just really, the less we say, the more likely it is. Now, here's the hard part. It's not comfortable when they ask us a question and they go, well, what is it, David? Well, why can't you tell me about it? Dude, listen, all I'm asking you, we've been friends for life. Do I have enough credibility to get 15 minutes of your life or not? Chill your grill, Tonto. Give me a second. I'll give you everything. I don't want to give you anything till I can give you everything. But the point is that some of you haven't had those breakthroughs yet. I want to say congrats for still being here. Congrats for still showing up. Congrats for still coming back to get fed more and more. Some are going to join right away. If you are one of those that had a quick start out of the blocks, hey, count your lucky stars. Cool. Maybe it was your skills. Maybe it was you had network marketing experience. Maybe you had credibility with your contact. I don't know. I had that. I had 17 join. I was fortunate because I came to the table with skills because I had been in another company for 17, 15 years. But the point is a lot of people haven't. So here's the next part. If they don't join right away, a big old chunk of them are going to watch. This is the most important chunk, because out of those that will, the next layer is big. The next layer of people is some are going to watch. Some will, some watch. Here's what's important about this group, and here's what I'm so excited about, and why I never got my underwear in a bunch back in the day, even 22 years ago. I just didn't, because I realized I just had to show them first. I showed my family and friends this idea really quickly for 2 reasons. You ready? The first reason is I never wanted them to come back and tell me, well, you didn't show me. You went out and made it big, and now you're successful, and no, hold tight, Jackwagon. Yes, I did. Remember when I was on you for 2 freaking years? Oh. See, I showed them because I didn't want them to ever put the blame that I had a gift that keeps on giving, Clark, and I didn't show. Yes, I did. I tried. And if you try, that's the best you can do. Then you just keep dripping on them. Then they're just in the watching circle. See, once they watch, now they're watching. Now at least they know what you're doing, or at least they know there's something that you're doing in your life. So A, I didn't want them to ever come back and tell me I didn't show them. Number 2 is I had to show them quickly so other people wouldn't. Some of you are brand new, man, and you're not going as fast as you can. Let me tell you what will allow you to go fast. Let me tell you what allowed me to realize life is short. Losing my mom. Let me tell you what'll piss you off to no end, and you'll wish you would have went quicker. When one of the best people in your life joins in somebody else's team. Ouch! Don't wait for that. Promise you. That will sting. They're going to be at a big national event, a big boot camp, a big momentum event, and all of a sudden, your second cousin is at an event with 31 people, and you never even showed it to him for whatever reason. Then you'll start See, don't wait for these things that we're telling you are going to happen for something bad to happen first. Just take our word on it. Promise you. So here's the thing. When some are going to watch, that's a big chunk of people. So now the beauty of social media is that they're going to watch. People are going to start going, why are you always somewhere with that blue sign? Whatever it is. And sometimes it's just no means not yet. But here's what I do with the biggest group of people, because more people will say no than say yes. Hope that's not a secret. It's just part of it. More people are going to tell you no right away than are going to tell you yes. But we're going to get a big chunk of those no's, because no's means not yet. Here's what I say. I go, David, listen, I share the presentation. I push play on a video. I do a presentation. I do a Zoom. I'm meeting you in a coffee shop, whatever it is, okay? And after it's over, the one thing I learned early on from my old mentor is he said, never burn a bridge. What good in life? What good is it to burn a bridge? What good is it to piss somebody off? Because there's just no need. Like, I don't have, like, why? I guess I'm a lover, not a fighter. Why would I ever do that? I don't want to piss somebody off. Just because you don't like one appetizer doesn't mean every friend in your life isn't going to like the same thing. But here's the thing. When I show somebody the presentation and they say no, I go, this is what I do every day, every time. I go, David, no biggie. Listen, first of all, I just want to tell you thanks for your time. I appreciate it. Man, your family's gorgeous. The kids, I'm always complimenting. I always want people to feel good. I want to make them feel special. Listen, write this down. People work for a living, but they die for recognition. Let me repeat that. Ladies on the call, there's hundreds of you. When's the only time in your life, pretty much, all eyes go to you, ladies? Your wedding. After that, when do all eyes go to you and I, guys included? Hardly ever. You know when it happens in corporate America? When we screw up, when we do something wrong, when we're not productive enough. So let's give people compliments. A compliment's worth $1 million and it costs zero money. Let's make people genuinely feel special. Let's compliment them about something. You can always compliment somebody on their personality. You can compliment them on, just some sort of compliment, And when it's over, I go, David, no biggie. First off, I want to say thanks for your time. Seriously, means the world to me. I didn't know if you'd see it or not, but hopefully you understand why I had to at least share it with you, because we're excited and it's changed our life. Oh, shucks. Oh, darn. Here's the key. You ready? But David, do me a favor. I need you to do me a favor. I got a gut feeling, David, that as we go from a no-name company to a household name over the next 3 to 5 years, I just got a feeling you're going to see that little blue sign with sincerity, with genuinity. You're going to see that blue sign again and again and again and again. And all I'm asking you is that you come back to Brittany and I when you decide to join, if you ever decide to join the subscription. Fair enough? And if I was in person with David, I would look him right in the eye. I'd give him a handshake. And I can't, so I'm going to look him in the camera lens here. And I'm going to go, I'm just asking you that you come back to Britt and I because we shared it with you first. And I'm smiling and I'm waiting for his response to say yes. And without saying it, here's what I'm thinking. This stare into your eyes is going to haunt you if you ever join with somebody else. And so so here's the point. The point is, A, we're having fun with this, but because I'm always having fun. Like this isn't this, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. Okay. But now think about what just happened. Some joined right away and your string is coming. If they haven't, they will, promise you. More no's are going to bring you to a yes. And when you get a string of no's, you're going to get a string of yeses. I promise it's coming. It's just how the law of this works. But then out of the people that say no, all I needed to do was get this in front of every single human that could fog up a pocket mirror, so that if they hear it down the road from somebody else, they'll come back to me because I shared it with them first. That's a couple reasons why I went really fast. And some, the last thing is, some just never will. David, isn't it funny? I think it's kind of with the silver subscription, to me, it's kind of an IQ test. Like I wish, like sometimes I get, even to this day, like I've done this for 22 years, and I get like, I'm like, oh my God, I get off the presentation. I'm like, Britt, like I ripped that thing. I killed it. And they still told me no. Like this happened last week. And I'm like, here's what I wish could happen. I wish, I'm sorry in advance, but I'm just telling you my thoughts. I wish people could just, the people that were showing, we could just have their IQ posted on their forehead on a sticky note. And you're like, that's why you told me no. You're a -3. See, because then you wouldn't get your feelings hurt. But they don't do that. They come disguised as mom and dad and your sister and your brother and your roommate in college and your best friends and family. Hear me on this. It's almost, we're going to get family and friends. Some of you have more supportive family and friends than others. Some of you have more credibility with family and friends than others. But I'll tell you what, almost never is the family or the friends or the ones that you think will take you to the promised land, almost never is it those people that are in your closest circle. It may be, and if you have that, God, consider yourself lucky. I don't have one friend from high school that's in. I don't have one friend from college that's in. I've been doing this crap for 22 years. I don't have, oh my goodness. I have nobody in my wedding. They're not in. What? That's weird. Here, write this down. Good people in our life have a purpose. Here's what they have. They're going to bring you great ones. Good people are going to bring you great ones. Here's 4 words that changed my life. Who do you know? If David joins and I go, David, awesome. I knew you'd love what you see. Man, let's get going. Grab a piece of paper. I'm going to get you in here. While I'm getting you in, I want you to grab a piece of paper. Let's start making a list of your closest friends and family. If he says yes, I'm going to go, who do you know? Let's make a list. If he says no, I'm going to go, no big deal. Appreciate your time, brother. Listen, just do me a favor. If you see it again and again and again and you finally decide to join, just come back to Britt and I. We shared it with you first. Hopefully that's fair. I'd do the same for you. Cool. Hey, listen though, do you know anybody, who do you know that is keeping their, write these 3 things down. I say them every day, multiple times. Who do you know that wants to save money, make money, or travel more for less if they knew there was a better way? Who do you know that wants to save money, make money, travel more for less? May not be you guys right now. I totally get it. You lost the jobs. I feel for you, man. I empathize. But do you know anybody right now that is looking for a way to save or make or travel more for less when this corona lifts? You wouldn't believe how many people. See, you can't stop at a no. A no just means not yet, but it doesn't mean ask that you can't ask them for referrals. A no doesn't mean, because it's still a good person. See, doesn't a restaurant that's thriving grow based on word of mouth? Doesn't Apple computers and iPhones grow based on word of mouth? Doesn't the UFC grow on word? It's all the big companies in the world grow by word of mouth. You know how many people we know in our life that don't like watching the UFC fights, but they're like, oh my God, but you ought to check it out because my husband's obsessed with it. And there he goes, the guy who owns, it just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. Who cares? Just because people say no doesn't mean they can't add value for you in your life right now. Listen, treat people as people, wholehearted people, and the money will come. You look at people as dollar signs, you ain't getting squat. You may get a one-time sale, but their butt probably is not gonna last very long. Why? Because people don't care what you know until they know that you care about them genuinely. So start being sincere, start being open, start being vulnerable, start telling them the truth. You don't have, here, man, David, I gotta say something quick. Some of you are caught up. There's lots of you on here, and I know there's lots of you rocking. For those of you that are crushing it, just hold tight a second. You're going to have lots of people that aren't going to crush it out of the gates. I'm talking to those of you that don't feel like you have a good story, or you came out of the blocks and it's just not as good as you wanted it to be. Okay. Here's what you got to do. Everybody has a good story. Just what's a good story? If you've ever caught yourself saying, well, I don't have a story like David or Crystal. I don't have a story like Danny. I don't have a story like Sean. I don't have a story like, well, then explain to me what a good story is. Is it just because you made a lot of money and hit ranks real quick? Because I met a 72-year-old when I was in Africa, or in Colombia, 72 years old. She's taken 82 dream trips, changed her life, one of the most emotional testimonies I've ever seen in my life. She hasn't made a damn dollar, but she's changed her whole family's life because this company has allowed them to travel the world in retirement on her current budget. And the whole damn room was in tears. See, what's a good story? A good story could be, listen, and it's being open and transparent and vulnerable. Some of us, that's a hard thing. That's not hard. That's one gift for me. It's not hard for me. I'm emotional. I wear my emotions on my shirt sleeve, but some of you have to think you have to make it sound better than you are. When people go, "Are you making any money?" Well, you get all like, you're lying. Whatever's coming out of your mouth now, you're lying if you got to ooh and ah. Listen, no. But I've been part of this idea for the last 3 years. And let me tell you, I have more friends in my life than I've ever had before. We finally got on an airplane. I've seen the water. We've been to different countries. This thing's changed my life. But I got on, let me tell you something, David. And I'm inviting David to see this again. Maybe I showed him before and he shot me down. And now I still don't have a good story, you think. But David, see, what happened was I got on this on May 23rd on Memorial Weekend in 2020. I got on a Saturday training and something clicked with me. And at that moment, I made a decision that I was going to go out and do something better in the next 12 months than I did in the last 12 months because I realized what I got in front of me. And you were the first one I thought of. So whether you're open or not, it's all good. If you're not, no biggie. But if you are, I'm asking you for 15 minutes worth of your life. Do I have enough credibility? See, it's okay to get a little passionate with people. It's okay to get a little emotional with people. You can't, there's never been anybody where it's like, hey, bro, hey, you got 20? Gonna get, you like, no, dude, I need 20 minutes. Urgency and curiosity, write those down. Urgency and curiosity, okay? You've got to have curiosity. David said it. The less you say, the more likely they'll see it. I didn't say join. I don't care about if they join. The less you say, the more likely it is they'll see it. That's all we care about. Because if they're going to join right away, cool. If they're not, they're going to watch us. If they're not and they join down the road, you shared it with them first. And if they're a negative Nancy, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. We need people to work at Subway too. Okay? Some people are negative. I don't mean that in a bad way. If you work at Subway, I love Subway. Actually, you know what? The 6-inch amazing right now. No offense on Subway. My point is, some of you are trying, it's easier to give birth than resurrect dead people. There are some people, some will, some watch. Some are just flat out negative, what we call SOBs. They're just, their goal in life is to rattle your feathers. It's to rain on their parade because they don't have a damn parade. Thank God for those people. Because if everybody came into what we did and had success, it would have no value. I'm saying is you have a great story. You have worth. Give yourself a chance. Quit beating yourself up for being around for a year or two or five or 6 months or 6 years or 10 years. And you're like, you're still I still don't have a story. Yes, you do. Today starts a brand new story. Hi guys, my name's Sarah. Hey, you're talking to your friend Julie, and you're like, "Hey, Julie, it's been a long time, girl. Listen, you know what? I tried to share something with you a while back, and travel and whatever, and it wasn't for you at the time. But I'm just going to tell you, that company over the last 4 years has changed my life. I'm a better person because of it. I'm a better wife. I'm a better husband. I'm a better at this. I'm more productive at my job. Like my life is just more whole with this idea than without. And I'm hoping you could give me 15 minutes to revisit this with me, because they just launched something 4 months ago, the Netflix of travel. A $25 no money down membership that can allow anybody on their current budget to get wholesale prices. And I thought of you. It's changed my life so drastically. You can tell me no, leave your credit card at home. But I need 10 minutes of time to revisit this with you, because that's how important it is to me. And you can't, if you're playful, like I'm always playful, I'm the fun guy. So when I get real serious with my friends, they're like, holy shit, what's Travis? He's got something. When my wife is quiet, like you can hear a mouse fart in the room. If it's just Brittany and a mouse, like mice don't fart loud. I had never even heard one, but God, that would be amazing if I did. But that's how quiet my wife is. But Brittany is so quiet. But when Brittany is hyped, the friends and family in her life are like, oh my God, what just happened to Brit? Brit's got something going on, because she's more, it's curiosity and urgency. Now's the time. Right now, David, listen, I need 15 minutes before today is over. I do that all the time. That's my text. I'm like, listen, I know you're busy. I know they're not busy. They're doing the same thing we are. Nothing. They're sitting in their house. They don't even have network marketing. They're unemployed. They're doing nothing, probably. They don't have kids. They're telling you. But I go, I need 15 minutes of your time before today is over. Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. I need 15 minutes worth of your time before today is over. And they're going to go, what is it? And I'm going to go, it's big. But I need 15 minutes worth of your time. If I give them a little something, I'll lose them because they'll prejudge it. It's uncomfortable because we're taught to answer a question when somebody asks you. Zip it. Not here. Not network marketing. Not if you want to get a big fat ring. Not if you want to make more than you can spend. Not if you want to be a world changer. When they go, what is it? It's big. Changing my life. Can't explain it. Don't have time to get into it. Everything David said at the beginning, that first 10 minutes, we could have ended the call. Boom, mic drop, because that's it. But we have to get people started, and then we have to give them, we got to get them started, and then think about that first 10 minutes he did. It's like pulling a slingshot. And as we're giving them those first 10 minutes and we're teaching them how to invite, just the basics, we're pulling it back, because when that sucker's over, ping, we let them rip. But now we let them rip with some substance. Now we let them rip with some backbone, with some courage, because the one thing most people don't have is they've never done network marketing, so they don't have thick skin. We care what people think. Oh my God. And that's something you really can't teach. They just need to get knocked over. I love, David, and I'll turn it back to you. I love to see sometimes when I got a buddy, Danny and Maura, that are in our business, and they're on their way. They're almost 2/3 of the way to marketing director. They've only been around for a few months. And I remember, I'm like, every time somebody new joins and we go do the invite and we do the presentation, I'm like, all right, Britt, here we go. We're going to see what they're made of. And I remember, man, we showed Danny and Maura's first couple, and maybe the first one said yes, but one of the first couple said no. I'm like, well, we're going to see what they're made of. And he's like, no worries. He goes, they're lost. I'm like, boom, we got one. Because that's the worst thing that's ever going to happen in your network marketing career. have any of you ever had a girl or a boy back in the day in elementary school and you wanted to date them? I remember this girl, Ingrid. She, third grade, she was smoking. Just the name Ingrid Eklund. She was the principal's daughter. And she dated my best buddy, Jesse. And I was so jealous of this little bastard. But you know what? One day, I heard a rumor that she liked me. So I invited, true story, if I'm lying, I'm dying. Honest to goodness. I invited her at lunchtime. Instead of playing Foursquare, I invited her to the bottom of the tornado slide, and we were going to meet at the bottom of the tornado slide. And I was going to ask her that day. And really, I'd never even talked to her, but in my head, I had this I was already married to her. And I came to the bottom of the tornado slide, and a minute went by, 5 minutes went by, half hour went by, the whole damn recess went by. And at the end of the recess, on her way in, her friend Jody Miller comes over and goes, listen, Ingrid decided she still likes Jesse. Heartbroken. Heartbroken. Now, it's been 37 years. I'm over it. I just got over it, but I'm over it. No is the worst that you'll ever get. That's why I'm saying have fun with no. No means not yet. David, does that make sense?
Travis, this last 20 minutes needs to be on replay for people for the next month and their workouts. They got to put Rocky IV down for a month just to listen to that instead. And I guarantee they're going to get more gains just out of that. Okay, we have a couple minutes left. There's one other thing I absolutely have to have you speak on. Let me highlight a couple things very, very quickly. Go fast. The faster you go, the less you care about the result. Okay? So Travis got 17 people day one. I bet he talked to more than 17 people.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not that you have to bat 1,000, okay? But go quickly. And again, be sincere. See, I believe that a lot of our team is growing fast right now, Travis, and I know your team the exact same way, because we believe in what we're doing. You have to believe in the product that you're sharing with people. See, if you wouldn't sell that, here's a real story. I've shared this before. This is really relevant because this gentleman just quit. Won't throw out his name, but there's a guy, he owns a kiosk, used to be on my team, can't wrap his head around residual income, didn't stick with this, just resigned a little while ago. And I used to tell him all the time, like, bro, you run this kiosk in the mall, and you could double or triple or quadruple your sales if you would put a picture of your grandma using this hair straightener. Put a picture of your mom, your sister, your girlfriend. But there's no pictures of any of that, Travis, because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out. He doesn't believe in the overpriced hair extension. And the reason everybody walks by him in the mall acting like they, only speak Turkish and can't understand him and don't make eye contact and, power walk faster than they were the rest of the time by him is because they know he's trying to sell them something that he doesn't believe in, that's overpriced, that the value isn't there. Whereas if you don't, so again, you talk to the people that you care about, be sincere. If this isn't good enough for your grandma, why should it be good enough for your buddy from high school? Right. So I didn't say grandma has to buy a membership. It has to be good enough I share with passion to grandma that I did that. So share it with those close friends. Let yourself off the hook. The other thing, did you notice the posture that Travis has? So when someone says no, when you talk about Danny going next, look, no, there's a difference between going, hey, no problem, and you're genuine. Hey, if it ever is for you, if it ever clicks, if people actually want to travel and make money and all, awesome. That's all positive stuff. It's not, oh, I needed you to be my fourth. Ain't nobody wanted to be your experiment. I laugh at people all the time. Oh, I'm going to go get my 4 and then I'm going to join. I stop right there. I go, bro, I got to be real with you. You're going to get 0 people. Ain't nobody following you because you don't even believe in yourself enough to go and get something. You think they need to be your test dummies, and then only then after they believe in you, you're going to do it. Or I laugh at people. Oh, I'll get started with, well, how much money have you made? I'll get started once I see you making money. It's like, you're gonna go out to dinner, let them order the filet mignon. You go, nah, man, just throw me the leftovers from the fridge tomorrow. I don't want to eat at the table with you right now. It's like those things make no sense. But we're in the people business, and some get it and some don't. The best thing about this business, we're in the people business. You get to meet really cool people like Travis. The worst thing is we're in the people business, and you run into your friend's broke brother-in-law, and you just like woof. But it is what it is. That doesn't mean they're bad people. They're just people. The IQ at the top. So you just got to go through it. And again, go through the numbers quickly. Start with the people you care about. You can screw the whole thing up sharing it with your best friend. Whether you get started or not, it's helped you with one more repetition as we're moving forward. Last thing I want you to talk on, Travis, there's so much gold in there. We could spend another 20 minutes unwrapping all of that, is there's some people murdering this right now. And I can't think of a better example. I mean, Dr. Peach went and hit IMD in 10 months and 5 days. He shared me a story. He went from 500 to 3,000 in 90 days. Like, my point is, and I've watched you do it multiple times on your run to RMD, on your run to IMD, as you're on your run to double IMD. I remember a story, maybe you can tie it in with this, of having to walk around with the extension cord on your phone. But my point is this: we talked about it last week. I got to point it out again, because there's some people that got momentum. The time to sacrifice a season is when things are going. It's easy. And the people you haven't had the best story, you can start over anytime, 1,000,000%. I'm talking to the people that are murdering it right now. You do not take your foot off the gas when the car is already going really quickly. That is when you stomp that sucker down until the engine's going to explode. And again, anyone that's been in the business for a little bit, you got to have toughness, because some say yes, some say no. You're going to have good weeks, bad weeks. And if you've been in long enough to know when it doesn't just go up, 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 if you've been fortunate enough to get punched in the nose and get your nose bloody and you're still here, you know that when you land a punch and it's going good and they're on the ropes, that's when you keep throwing. You talk UFC, that's when you jumping down until the ref pulls you out. You don't knock them down once, of this momentum that you're fighting, that everything you've been working for, your dreams your goals that are ready to be knocked over, you got them down. You got to pounce until the ref rings the bell, not sit there and stand and let them get all back and ready again, and let all of life come back and happen and slow what you did down. There's no one better, I know, Travis, of what I've watched you do over and over again. What would you say to those people as we wrap this call up? The ones that are going to have to carry their extension cord plugged into their phone because it's dying, and they're going to keep their foot on the gas right here, right now.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, hats off. You did enough to get the ball rolling. That's the hardest part. Most people slow down or quit before the ball rolls, right? They stop working out at the gym before they start seeing the results. So thumbs up to you. And I'm watching. Mike just hit 200, 200. Your buddy just hit 300, 300. I mean, people are popping ranks like crazy right now. And whenever I want to go faster, I don't care how fast I'm going is how fast I'm going. But I almost always know that there's always still another gear. There's like, you think you're running hard, but then you still take time out of your week to do, whatever that you were doing in your old life or whatever. There's always things to cut out, and there's always another gear, like just to shift it in that gear where you don't have time to look right or left. And the first thing I tell you is, at the beginning, to get out of the blocks. And then for those of you that want to go faster, if I wanted to go faster, it's how fast within a week, how fast can I put 5 new people in this? I'm not talking to majority on here. I'm talking to you and me you're kicking ass right now and you want to be an IMD. You need to go here's what I know. Just because you hit director, just because you hit senior rep, just because you hit marketing director or regional marketing director, doesn't mean those are the people in your team that are going to take you to the next rank. Sometimes we get stuck. So if we're at that rank and we get stuck, if we had the right people on our team, we'd be faster. It'd be going at a higher speed. What I tell you is, I always spent, to this day, 80% to this day in the season of my life where we're double RMD. I'm 47 people from RMD on my second center. 47 when I woke up this morning. I am spending 80% of my time, new people, new business. That means anybody we give birth to, and anybody they, all of them. My old cows, my old family, they're good. 20% of my time I spend working with them. Wherever I'm deserved is where I'm working. But here's, when you're brand new and you're not an RMD yet, if you're an RMD or heck, forget that. If you're less than a national marketing director, I'm telling you this, hear me on this. Wherever it's hot, work. Where it's hot, work. Don't worry about a side. Don't worry about your pay leg or your big leg or wherever it's hot, you need to work. And then in your free time, you need to go keep working personally on new stuff. If you're not a director and you want to be, and you got momentum going, well, the average director has 30 personals. The average marketing director has 45 or 47 personals. So if you're running hard right now, but you have 11 or 12 or 20 personals, but you want to be a marketing director, well, I'm just telling you, the average marketing director has 45 personals. So if it starts to slow, don't let it slow down. I'm just giving you the numbers. If the average director needs 30 to get there and you're kicking ass as 2-star, 3-star senior rep, well then to be a director and you don't have 30, just humor me. Go humor yourself. Just put in 30 as fast as you can. Because when you're focused on brand new stuff, see, that's what your upline's there for. Your upline's there to grab the people and to do the little trainings and to do that stuff and help them while you're still doing what you're good at, which is earning while you're learning. And you know people that we don't, just put them in the boat and let's run together. So, you know, if you got it rocking right now, he said it. The rarest but sweetest commodity in all of network marketing is momentum. And when you don't have it, you're wishing you did. You're thinking about when in your life you did and how sweet it was. And when you have it, sometimes we take it for granted. Oh, it's going to be here forever. No, we hit a marketing director in 11 weeks. And then I slowed down like a rookie. And I was on a plateau to get shit rolling again for 11 more months to hit RMD. But then it went RMD, NMD, IMD, because I'm like, I ain't doing that crap again. I'm going to step on it as hard as I can, as long as I can, till it rolls without you, because there's so many people pushing that you don't count. There you go, David.
Mic drop. Thank you, Travis. You are a monster. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Seriously, everybody, we'll get this video out on replay as well for those of you that want to listen to this again, working out or whatever, moving forward. Travis, thank you again. Everybody, appreciate it for jumping on. Hope you have a great weekend, and God bless. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, David. Appreciate you, buddy.